Welcome to our journey exploring remote border villages now opening their doors for cultural tourism, where traditions endure, stories travel slowly, and landscapes shape resilient lives. In this video, we meet local hosts, witness crafts, hear languages, and learn how respectful travel supports communities while preserving heritage. Join us as borders become bridges, curiosity replaces distance, and authentic exchanges invite understanding. Stay with us for thoughtful discoveries, and if you enjoy this exploration, right now with full confidence, please subscribe. Number 5. Cultural exchange. Opening remote border villages to cultural tourism enables meaningful cultural exchange between visitors and host communities. Travelers encounter languages, rituals, crafts, cuisines, and social norms that differ from mainstream destinations, fostering mutual understanding through direct interaction. Community festivals, homestays, storytelling, and shared meals allow traditions to be practiced rather than displayed, preserving authenticity while encouraging dialogue. Residents gain opportunities to present their heritage on their own terms, correcting stereotypes and strengthening cultural confidence. Visitors, in turn, develop contextual knowledge about border histories, migration patterns, and environmental adaptations shaping daily life. Such exchanges promote respect, curiosity, and empathy, reducing social distance across regions and nations. When tourism programs emphasize participation, interpretation, and reciprocity, learning flows both ways, benefiting hosts and guests alike. Carefully managed encounters help ensure that cultural expressions remain living practices, not commodities, while providing space for evolution and contemporary creativity. Over time, repeated interactions build networks of understanding that extend beyond individual trips, supporting cross-cultural awareness and peaceful coexistence in sensitive border landscapes. Sustained engagement also encourages youth participation, intergenerational learning, ethical storytelling, and locally guided interpretation frameworks that balance openness with protection, continuity, dignity, and adaptive resilience across community boundaries, seasons, livelihoods, identities, governance, and futures. Number 4. Heritage preservation. Heritage preservation is strengthened when cultural tourism channels resources towards safeguarding traditional knowledge, architecture, and practices in remote border villages. Revenue supports restoration of historic homes, temples, trails, and cultural landscapes using local materials and skills. Documentation initiatives record oral histories, music, craftsmanship, and ecological knowledge, ensuring continuity amid modernization. Tourism incentives encourage communities to maintain vernacular building styles, ceremonial calendars, and artisanal production rather than abandoning them. Local stewardship frameworks place residents as custodians, guiding conservation priorities and interpretation. Partnerships with researchers and cultural institutions can provide training in conservation methods while respecting customary governance. By valuing heritage as a living asset, tourism aligns economic incentives with protection outcomes. Carefully designed visitor flows reduce wear on fragile sites, while codes of conduct reinforce respectful behavior. Transparent benefit sharing builds trust and funds maintenance over time. Ultimately, preservation driven by community leadership safeguards identity, memory, and place specific knowledge for future generations. Education programs, digital archives, monitoring indicators, and adaptive management plans further integrate preservation into daily livelihoods, disaster preparedness, and climate responses, ensuring continuity without freezing culture, while enabling innovation anchored in inherited values and collective responsibility through participatory governance, transparent financing, skills transfer, accountability, inclusion, equity, and resilience. Number 3. Scenic landscapes. Scenic landscapes are a defining attraction of remote border villages, shaped by diverse terrains, climates, and long-standing human stewardship. Mountains, forests, rivers, deserts, and agricultural terraces create visual richness and ecological variety. Cultural tourism frames these environments as lived landscapes, where paths, fields, and sacred sites reflect historical adaptation. Guided walks, viewpoints, and interpretive signage help visitors understand geology, biodiversity, and land use practices. Low-density visitation preserves tranquility and minimizes visual intrusion. Seasonal changes offer distinct experiences, linking festivals and livelihoods to environmental cycles. Conservation-oriented tourism supports habitat protection and responsible access, aligning appreciation with care. Community management regulates trails, waste, and infrastructure to maintain aesthetic integrity. By emphasizing place-based narratives, tourism deepens emotional connections to scenery beyond photographs. Such engagement encourages respect for fragile ecosystems while sustaining the rural character that defines borderland beauty. Visual planning guidelines, limits on construction, dark sky practices, and locally designed amenities protect sightlines and nightscapes, while education fosters safety, orientation, and appreciation, ensuring scenery remains immersive, legible, and harmonious with community life and cross-border conservation objectives through monitoring, mapping, capacity building, visitor dispersal, seasonal quotas, restoration, stewardship, funding, partnerships, culture, equity, access, continuity, resilience, adaptation, learning, and care. Number 2, local livelihoods. Local livelihoods benefit when cultural tourism creates diversified income streams anchored in community ownership and skills. Homestays, guiding, transport, food services, handicrafts, and cultural performances generate employment across households. Value chains extend to farming, fisheries, textiles, and construction, stabilizing seasonal earnings. Training programs enhance hospitality, languages, safety, and business management, increasing competitiveness. Micro-enterprises retain profits locally, reducing leakage and dependency. Inclusive participation supports women, youth, and marginalized groups through fair access. Tourism demand incentivizes quality standards and innovation while respecting tradition. Cooperative models distribute benefits transparently and finance shared infrastructure. Predictable revenues enable investments in education, health, and resilience. When livelihoods align with cultural and environmental stewardship, economic gains reinforce community well-being and long-term sustainability. Policy alignment, licensing clarity, and supportive finance reduce barriers to entry, while procurement preferences favor local suppliers. Risk management, insurance, and savings mechanisms smooth shocks. Continuous feedback, data, and mentoring strengthen productivity, market access, pricing power, and dignity of work, ensuring livelihoods remain adaptable, equitable, and rooted in place through transparent governance. Fair wages, contracts, safety, mobility, inclusion, skills, certification, branding, marketing, partnerships, infrastructure, logistics, compliance, accountability, monitoring, learning, innovation, resilience, diversification, continuity, stability, confidence, agency, opportunity, prosperity, security, dignity, equity, sustainability. Number 1, responsible travel. Responsible travel underpins cultural tourism in remote border villages by balancing access with protection and respect. Clear guidelines define acceptable behavior, photography, dress, and movement, safeguarding privacy and sacred spaces. Permits, quotas, and timing manage visitor numbers and security sensitivities. Local guides provide orientation, interpretation, and safety, reducing risks. Environmental standards address waste, water, energy, and transport impacts. Codes of conduct emphasize consent, fair exchange, and learning. Monitoring systems track impacts and compliance, enabling adaptive management. Collaboration among communities, authorities, and operators aligns responsibilities. Transparent communication builds trust and accountability. When responsibility is embedded across planning and practice, tourism supports peace, sustainability, and dignity for hosts and guests alike. Education materials, pre-visit briefings, and signage set expectations, while enforcement ensures consistency. Benefit sharing, grievance mechanisms, and reporting channels address concerns. Emergency preparedness, cross-border coordination, and respect for laws enhance safety. Ethical marketing avoids exploitation and misrepresentation, reinforcing mutual respect and long-term stewardship through audits, indicators, training, community consent, data, transparency, oversight, learning, adaptation, inclusion, accessibility, fairness, proportionality, accountability, evaluation, remediation, incentives, sanctions, communication, trust, cooperation, continuity, equity, resilience, foresight, care, humility, reciprocity, balance, protection, access, culture, environment, people, place, peace, stability, security, dignity, well-being, harmony, sustainability, shared. Thank you for traveling with us through these remarkable border villages and listening to the voices that keep cultures alive. Your curiosity helps stories cross boundaries and supports responsible visits. We hope this journey inspired respect, patience, and connection. To keep exploring together and supporting meaningful travel stories, please subscribe.